Warriors of the workplace. Every morning you face a choice that shapes the next 24 hours of your life. Most drift through this moment unaware, reacting to the world's demands. They grab their phone, letting external noise dictate their mindset. But a powerful truth sets high achievers apart from those who merely get by. That truth takes root in the first few minutes after you wake. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "When you rise, remind yourself that today's challenges, frustration, ingratitude, or deceit, will test you, instead of surrendering to irritation." He used this insight to fortify his mind for resilience, not retreat. Your brain is most malleable in those precious morning moments. Neuroscience confirms that your first thoughts rewire neural pathways, setting the tone for your day's reactions. Yet, most squander this golden window, scrolling social media, absorbing others' chaos, or diving into stress. The Stoics uncovered a game-changing practice. You can program your mind for success, calm, and unshakable confidence by declaring 10 grounded truths to yourself each morning. These aren't fluffy affirmations or wishful thinking. They're reality-based statements that align your mindset with how the world truly operates. Imagine waking tomorrow, energized for what lies ahead, undeterred by obstacles. Picture facing criticism, setbacks, or uncertainty with such poise that colleagues wonder what secret you've unlocked. The ancient Greeks called this ataraxia, unshakable inner peace, a calm that endures any storm. This state of absolute tranquility, rooted in self-assurance and clarity of purpose, isn't something you're born with. It's built, morning by morning. In the next few minutes, you'll discover phrases that empowered generals to win battles, executives to build empires, and everyday professionals to become extraordinary. Each phrase targets a specific weakness that holds people back: fear, comparison, distraction, emotional reactivity, or procrastination. These principles, forged through 2,000 years of trials from ancient Rome to modern boardrooms, still transform lives today. The only question is whether you'll commit to applying them with discipline. Before we dive into this transformation, do one thing. Like this video to signal you're ready to own your mornings. Comment with the biggest challenge you face at daybreak. Share this with someone who needs this wisdom. And don't forget to subscribe, because we're building a community of professionals who refuse to let life happen to them. Stay locked in. Every segment builds on the last. If this resonates, comment to anchor it in your mind. I control my mornings. I control my day. First up, I own my emotions today. Claiming full responsibility for your emotional state changes everything. This isn't about blaming yourself for bad days. It's about seizing the power to choose how you face every challenge life throws. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, found this truth in unimaginable hardship. Everything can be taken from you, except your freedom to choose your attitude in any circumstance. If someone could maintain emotional control in a concentration camp, you can master it in your daily grind. Most professionals live as emotional victims, their moods swayed by traffic, weather, or a colleague's slight. They let external chaos dictate their inner state. They wake up and instantly check their phone, letting notifications decide if they'll feel empowered or defeated. This is emotional slavery, the root of why so many feel powerless in their careers. When you declare, I own my emotions today. You claim independence, asserting that your confidence, peace, and focus aren't for sale to the highest bidder. You're seizing the one thing no one can take, how you respond to life's events. This doesn't mean you'll never feel upset or frustrated. It means you see those emotions as fleeting visitors, not permanent fixtures. You know you can't control everything that happens, but you fully control what happens within you. Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that we don't suffer from events, but from how we judge them. Shift your judgment. Shift your pain. This morning, affirmation rewires your brain, stopping the search for external emotional stability and building inner strength instead. Each day, place your hand on your chest and say with conviction, I own my emotions today. My feelings are my choice. My peace is my decision. Today, I choose strength over fragility, clarity over confusion, and courage over fear. Watch what happens when you stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of your emotional experience. You'll uncover a freedom most professionals never know. Second, nothing can disrupt my peace without my permission. Your mind is a fortress, and you're its gatekeeper. Each morning, you decide who and what enters your mental space. Most leave their gates wide open, letting criticism, worry, and negativity flood in unchecked. Those intruders set up camp, cluttering your focus. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you'll find true strength." He knew real power isn't controlling what happens around you, it's mastering what happens within. When you proclaim, "Nothing can disrupt my peace without my permission," you're setting a boundary for your inner world. You're declaring that your calm isn't a public playground for chaos to invade. You become the guardian of your own mind, vigilant and unyielding. This doesn't mean you become cold or detached. It means you cultivate what the Stoics called the discipline of desire, holding steady amid external storms. You can acknowledge a colleague's harsh words without letting them define your day. You can face a project's failure without losing your confidence. The secret lies in the pause between what happens to you and how you respond. There's a sacred moment where choice lives. Most react so fast they miss it. But train yourself to find that pause, and you'll unlock your superpower. Each morning, stand before a mirror and declare, "Nothing can disrupt my peace without my permission. I am the guardian of my inner world. Today, I choose who and what enters my mind. My peace isn't for sale, rent, or negotiation." Notice how you navigate life when you realize your calm is entirely in your hands. You stand firm, not because bad things don't happen, but because you've learned to protect what matters most. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am the guardian of my own peace. Third, today, I focus only on what I can control. The fastest path to burnout is obsessing over things beyond your reach. Yet millions of professionals waste mental energy fretting over others' opinions. Market shifts or office politics, they can't change. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, laid out a core principle. Some things are within our control, others are not. He split the world into two categories, what you can influence and what you can't. Mastering this distinction is mastering your career and life. What do you truly control? Your effort, attitude, words, actions, reactions, and decisions. That's it. Everything else, your coworker's behavior, the economy, your boss's mood, or past mistakes is beyond your grasp. Most professionals misallocate 80% of their mental energy on the uncontrollable, neglecting what they can shape. They stress about next quarter's outcomes while ignoring today's actions. They fixate on others' perceptions instead of who they're becoming. When you wake and say, "Today, I focus only on what I can control," you're strategically investing your mental resources where they make a difference. You choose action over worry, impact over helplessness. The ancient Stoics used a powerful exercise called the circle of control. Picture your life in 3 circles: what you fully control, what you partially influence, and what's entirely beyond you. Your job is to dedicate 90% of your focus to the first, 10% to the second, and none to the third. Practicing this each morning transforms everything. Instead of waking overwhelmed by global problems or office drama, you rise, energized by what you can do within your sphere of influence. You trade helplessness for focus, anxiety for laser-sharp clarity. Stand tall, look yourself in the eye, and say with resolve today, "I focus only on what I can control. I won't waste energy on what's beyond me. My attention goes to my actions, effort, and responses. That's where my power lives." Fourth, my worth isn't measured by today's outcomes. Your value as a professional isn't tied to landing a promotion, nailing a presentation, or having a flawless day. Yet, most tie their self-worth to daily performance, riding an emotional roller coaster that never stops. Stoic philosopher Seneca, advisor to emperors and one of Rome's wealthiest men, learned this the hard way. Exiled by Caligula and later forced to take his own life under Nero, he realized external achievements are fleeting, but inner worth is eternal. He wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Your worth transcends any single day's results. Society conditions us to measure value by productivity, bank accounts, or job titles. We wake up feeling we must prove our worth before the day ends. This is exhausting and destructive, tying self-esteem to things only partially in our control. When you affirm, "My worth isn't measured by today's outcomes," you break free from the achievement trap. You declare your value is inherent, not earned. You existed before today's challenges and will endure beyond today's wins or losses. Your human essence isn't compromised by fleeting circumstances. This doesn't mean you stop striving or caring about results. It means you separate your effort from your identity. You can chase excellence without tying your self-respect to success. You can be disappointed by a setback without being broken by it. You can celebrate wins without needing them to feel worthy. The Stoics understood true confidence comes from knowing who you are at your core, regardless of external outcomes. They called this preferred indifference, valuing outcomes without letting them define your worth. A job is desirable, but unemployment doesn't diminish your value. Each morning, remind yourself of this liberating truth. My worth isn't measured by today's outcomes. I am valuable because I exist, not because of what I achieve. Today, I'll give my best, knowing my worth isn't on trial, success or failure. I am worthy of respect, dignity, and love. Fifth, I will act, not just intend. The gap between good intentions and real action is where most ambitions falter. Every morning, millions of professionals wake with grand plans to launch projects, connect with colleagues, or start new habits. But by night, they've only thought about acting. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "When you rise reluctantly, let this thought be present. I am rising to do the work of a human." He knew intentions without action are just procrastination in disguise. The difference between high performers and others isn't talent or luck. It's closing the gap between thought and deed. While most obsess over perfect plans, top professionals focus on perfect execution, while others wait for the right moment. High achievers create the moment through action. When you say, "I will act," not just intend, you commit to being a doer, not a perpetual planner stuck in preparation. Stoicism hinges on a simple premise: virtue is action. Knowing what's right isn't enough. You must do what's right. Wisdom without application is just entertainment. This morning, declaration creates what psychologists call implementation intention. A specific plan tying your goals to behavior. Instead of saying, "I want to improve my skills," say, "I will act toward my growth." Instead of, "I should network," say, "I will act on my commitment to relationships." Shifting from intention to action changes everything. You stop being a spectator in your career and become its protagonist. You stop waiting for permission and start creating opportunities. You cease hoping for better days and start making them. Stand up now and make this pledge: I will act, not just intend. Today, I choose action over analysis, progress over perfection, and doing over dreaming. My intentions mean nothing without action. Today, I act. Sixth, every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. Fire melts butter but tempers steel. Each morning, you choose what you'll become when life's pressures mount. Most see obstacles as punishment, but the wise view them as a gym for building character and resilience. James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy admiral who endured 7 years as a POW in Vietnam, credited Stoicism for his survival. He said, "You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the brutal facts of your current reality. Challenges don't break you, they reveal and refine you." Right now, you're facing something tough. Maybe a tight deadline, a strained work relationship, or career uncertainty. Your instinct might be to wish it away or curse your luck. But what if these challenges aren't happening to you, but for you? The Stoics saw adversity as exercises designed by fate to strengthen your character. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Every obstacle holds the seed of opportunity, if you choose to see it. When you say, "Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger," you redefine how you view difficulty. You're no longer a victim of circumstance, but a student of life. You stop asking why this is happening to you and start asking what life is teaching you. This doesn't mean you seek out hardship. It means you recognize struggle as the price of growth, and growth as the price of a meaningful career. Muscles grow by resisting weight. Character grows by facing challenges. Each morning, prime your mind for the day's demands. Every challenge is a chance to grow stronger. I embrace obstacles as stepping stones to resilience. Today's struggles are tomorrow's strengths. I don't wish for an easier life. I strive to be a stronger professional. 7th, I won't compare my path to anyone else's. Comparison steals joy and sabotages progress, confidence, and true success. Every morning, millions of professionals wake up and measure their lives against curated social media highlights. Forgetting they're pitting their raw reality against someone else's polished performance, Epictetus taught that the person who avoids the most trouble is the one who ignores what others say or do and focuses solely on their own actions. He knew your only real competition is yesterday's version of yourself. Social media has turned comparison into a relentless addiction. You see a colleague's promotion post and feel your career is stalled. You scroll through vacation photos and think your life is dull. You read about someone's success and question your own worth. But you don't see their private struggles, fears, or failures behind the curated facade. When you declare, "I won't compare my path to anyone else's," you choose to run your own race, at your own pace, toward your own goals. You refuse to let others' timelines or achievements define your worth. You acknowledge that every professional has unique starting points, resources, challenges, and definitions of success. Your past, strengths, struggles, dreams, and circumstances are yours alone. Trying to follow someone else's path is like wearing their shoes, shiny on the outside but ill-fitting and painful. The most successful and fulfilled professionals define their own version of success. They don't chase approval from people they don't admire or achievements that don't matter to them. They celebrate others' wins without diminishing their own and value their progress without needing external validation. This morning, commit to your own path. I won't compare my journey to anyone else's. My path is unique. My timing is perfect. And my progress matters. Today, I honor others' success without questioning my worth. I'm exactly where I need to be on my distinct journey. 8th, I choose discipline over motivation. Motivation is like the weather, unpredictable, fleeting, and beyond your control. Some days you wake ready to conquer the world. Others, you barely leave your desk. Discipline, however, is like breathing. It functions whether you feel like it or not. Roman general Marcus Cato, the Younger, known for his unshakable resolve, walked Rome's streets barefoot in winter to train his will. He knew comfort is the enemy of greatness, and discipline is the bridge to your goals. He proved you don't need to feel motivated to act, you just need discipline. Most professionals wait for motivation like a lightning strike, believing they must feel energized or inspired to move forward. So they wait, wondering why they're stuck. Meanwhile, disciplined professionals build empires, while the unmotivated churn out excuses. When you say, "I choose discipline over motivation," you declare independence from your emotions. Your actions won't be dictated by fleeting feelings. You become someone who does what's needed, regardless of mood. Discipline is a muscle each time you choose it over comfort. You strengthen your character. Every time you act, despite reluctance, you prove to yourself you can keep your own promises. The Stoics called this the discipline of action, doing what virtue demands. No matter how tedious or tough, they knew motivation fades. But discipline drives the consistent action that builds an extraordinary career. Think of the most successful professional. You know they're not more motivated, they're more disciplined. They've learned to separate action from emotion, aligning behavior with values. This morning, Make this bold commitment. I choose discipline over motivation. I act on my commitments, not my feelings. Today, I do what I promised, no matter my mood. Discipline is my superpower. Drop this in the comments. Discipline shapes my destiny. Ninth, gratitude will shape how I view this day. Your perspective creates your reality, and gratitude transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary blessings. Each morning, you choose to focus on what's missing or what you have. One path leads to discontent, the other to fulfillment. Seneca said, "It's not that we live too briefly, but that we waste too much time." He understood. Gratitude doesn't ignore challenges, it recognizes the miracles alongside them. Right now, your heart beats without effort, your lungs breathe without command, and you're engaging with technology once deemed miraculous. Yet most mornings, professionals dwell on what they lack. When you affirm, "Gratitude will shape how I view this day," you train your brain to see abundance over scarcity. Neuroscience shows gratitude rewires your mind, building neural pathways that foster optimism, resilience, and satisfaction. Gratitude isn't pretending everything's perfect or ignoring real problems. It's about maintaining perspective. Even the worst days hold something to cherish. Happiness isn't having everything you want, it's valuing everything you have. The Stoics practiced negative visualization, imagining the loss of what they had to deepen their appreciation. They reflected on losing health, loved ones, or resources, not to despair, but to cherish what they held. This morning, habit will transform your day. Instead of waking with worry, you rise with appreciation. Instead of feeling deprived, you feel abundant. Instead of seeing obstacles, you see growth opportunities. Declare, "Gratitude will shape my day. I will notice the good around me. Today, I choose abundance over lack, appreciation over complaints, and wonder over worry." A grateful heart builds a fulfilling career. 10th, I will end this day better than I began it. Every sunrise offers a contract. Invest this day wisely, and you'll rest with deeper wisdom, stronger character, and closer to your ideal self. It's not about massive leaps daily. It's the compounding effect of small, steady improvements that turn ordinary days into an extraordinary career. Seneca had a nightly ritual, reviewing his day and asking, "What wounds did I heal? What vices did I curb? Where can I improve?" He knew the goal wasn't perfection, but progress. He understood that just 1% better each day creates astounding change over time. When you commit to ending the day better than you started, you turn every day into a masterclass in personal growth. You wake as version 1.0 and sleep as version 1.e. It seems small, but mathematically, a 1% daily improvement makes you 37 times better by year's end. This mindset shifts how you approach everything. A tough meeting becomes a chance to practice courage. A mistake becomes data for better decisions. A delay becomes a lesson in patience. Every experience becomes raw material for growth, not just something that happens to you. This approach makes failure impossible. Even a tough day can end better if you learn from it. Mistakes become wisdom. Missed goals become refined strategies for tomorrow. This isn't about pressuring yourself for perfection, it's about owning your growth. Each day is a gift not to be squandered. When you consistently end each day better than it started, you build momentum toward the career and life you truly want. Your future self depends on today's choices. Make them count. These 10 morning affirmations aren't just words. They're a blueprint for an unshakable career. By owning your emotions, guarding your peace, focusing on what you control, valuing your inherent worth, acting over intending, embracing challenges, avoiding comparison, choosing discipline, practicing gratitude, and committing to daily growth, you shift from reacting to life to shaping it. The ancient Stoics grasped what many modern self-help methods miss. True strength isn't blind positivity or ignoring hardship. It's building inner resources to face anything with wisdom, courage, and calm. These morning affirmations are your daily training for that strength. You don't need to be perfect from the start, just persistent. Begin with the affirmation that hits hardest and gradually add others. The goal isn't to become a Stoic philosopher overnight, but to grow more resilient, intentional, and in command of your experience each day. Your mornings shape your days. Your days shape your career. Your career shapes your legacy. Make them matter. If this message resonates, hit like. Share it with someone who needs it. Comment your favorite morning affirmation and subscribe for more life-changing content. Your future self will thank you for what you invest in your mornings today.